Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, the beautiful stitches. I love you guys and I'm very happy to be with you. Today we are going to be drafting a basic pencil skirt pattern. And it's a very simple one. It's going to be a very quick one. I want to also use this opportunity to appreciate my subscribers. You guys are wonderful. I love you all. And if you are new to this channel, please, before leaving, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell to always get notified anytime I upload my videos. And don't fail to like and share my videos. All right, let's get started to today's business. Okay, we'll be needing our waist measurement, hips measurement, and full length for our pattern drafting today. So let's draft out our baseline. All right, this is our baseline. Every measurement starts from there, and it's also our waistline. So let me indicate. Okay, this is our waist line. Okay, so we'll be inputting our hips measurement. Remember, our fabric is supposed to be on fold. Let me write it out so that we'll not forget that our fabric is on fold. All right, so from our waist to the hip, we use 8 to 9 inches standard measurement, but I'll be using 8.5 inches for my measurement today. Then my the full length of my skirt is 25. Okay, that's 25, and I'll be adding 1.5 inch folding. Remember, I like adding my folding allowance on my pattern paper so that I don't also forget when I'm drafting it on my fabric. Let's draw it out into a straight line. Okay, also draw out the hem into a straight line. So we'll input our measurements. All right, this is the waist, and also we have the hip. So let's also label it out. This is the hip, and we have the hem of our pencil skirt. Okay, the next line is the folding line. So let's continue. Let's input our waist measurement. Our waist is 29, and 29 divided by 4, we have 7.25. Okay, remember, this is our waistline, and we'll be adding 1 inch dart allowance, which I'm adding now. Okay, this is our hip. The hip is 36 divided by 4, we have 9 inches. So I'll be inputting now. Remember, we are not adding any dart allowance because the dart does not get to the hips line. So let's go to the hem. From the hem line, whatever we have on our waist, on our hip line, we'll remove 1.5 inches to 2 inches, depending on what you want or how you want the pencil to be. So I'll be removing 1.5 inch. So what I have there is 7.5. All right, let's connect. Connect with your hip curve. Connect from the waist down to the hip, and from the hips down to the hem of our pencil skirt. All right, just like as I'm doing it. As you can see, connect it, making sure the line meets the point where you marked out your measurement. So our pencil skirt is taking shape. So what we do next is to impute our darts, and our darts measurement is gotten from our bust span measurement divided by 2. The bust span is 7 divided by 2, have 3.5. All right, then at the point where I mark 3.5, I will take ½ inch on both sides, then mark down our dart to get to 4 inches for the front. Remember, the back dart is longer than the front, so I'll connect from that point down to the waistline, and also connect from that point down to the ½ inches that I measured out from the 3.5 inches. All right, so what we do now is to come up by 3/8 of an inch at this point. Okay, so at this point we mark, connect it to the waistline, and then use your hip curve, connect it down to the center front of your pencil skirt, just like as I'm doing it. All right, this is to make a little curve at the center front. Okay, so our pencil skirt pattern is ready. So what we do is to impute our 1/2 inch seam allowance. I like adding it because when you do it on your fabric also, you also remember to impute your seam allowance. So adding and also connecting it. All right, as you can see, our pencil skirt pattern is ready. All right, so what we do now, we'll place this pattern on the back pattern to trace it out on the back pattern. All right, this is our back pattern. Remember, our back pattern have a zipper allowance, so I'll be measuring 1.5 inch zipper allowance down to the hem of my skirt. So what I'll do now is to place the front panel on the back bodice and trace. So let me mark out my zipper allowance. This is 1.5 inch. I've marked it out and I've ruled it out. So let me mark it out. All right, this is my zipper allowance. Guys, I'm so sorry for my voice. I'm having a little flu. Okay, that's by the way. So that is our zipper allowance. So what I'll be doing is to place the front bodice on the back panel and trace it out. So before I trace, let me cut out the front panel. Okay, I've cut it out. So this is my back panel, my zipper allowance. So I'll place the front panel on the back panel, then trace the points. I'll mark out the points, leaving the waist region. I will not be cutting out the waist. I'll mark out the waist because I'll be marking out 0.75 inches. All right, so let's mark it out. Okay, just like as I'm doing, mark out the hem, all the points. All right, I'm marking them out. After marking it out, you remove the front panel and then use my curve ruler and mark it out. So let me connect the lines. This is my waistline. As you can see, this is my waistline. Let me label it. This is my hip line. Okay, all right, let me correct. This is my waistline and this is my hip line, and this is the hem of our skirt. All right, also mark out the folding allowance. This is the hem. Then what to do now is to connect with our hip curve. Connect from the waist to the hip. Remember, we are not adding any dart because the dart is already included from the front bodice. Okay, from the front panel we added 1 inch dart allowance. So let's mark it out. We have marked it out. What we do now is to impute our dart. Remember, our dart is 3.5. The bust span is 7. 7 divided by 2, we have 3.5. Mark out 3.5. You take 1/2 inch from both sides. Remember, the back dart is longer than the front dart, so we'll be marking out 5.5 inches. You can also mark out 6 inches depending on what you want, but I'll be marking out 5.5 inches. Connect with a ruler from that 5.5 inches point to the dart point, and also connect to the 2 points that we marked out, the 1/2 inches that we marked out from the bust pan measurement. All right, the back dart is ready. So what we do now again is to go to the end of our skirt and go up by 0.75 inches, that is 3/8 of an inch. Then you go to the center back and come down by ½ inch. Let's connect it to the line. Then use your curve ruler, connect from that 3/8 inch that we came up by down to the ½ inch on the center back, just the way I'm doing it. Okay, all right, this is to give that curvy shape we have at the waist of our skirt. So what we do now is to mark out the ½ inch. Remember, I didn't cut the hip of my front panel, so we'll be adding the ½ inch on the hip, on the waistline, just like as I'm doing. Then for the side of the skirt, remember the ½ inch allowance I added is included in the front panel that we use in tracing the back panel. So what we do is just to measure it from inside. All right, okay, so we measure out the ½ inch seam allowance from inside, not outside the side line. Okay, just like I said earlier, remember we use the front panel to trace out the back panel. So we'll be marking out the ½ inch from inside, just what I'm doing. Okay, mark it from the waistline down to the hem of our pencil skirt pattern. As you can see, mark it down, then use your ruler to connect this way. All right, while marking, make sure your ruler meets each of the points, just as I'm doing it. As you can see, connect it properly. Okay, all right, our pattern is ready for our pencil skirt. As you can see, this pattern is used for a very simple pencil skirt. As you can see, we've drawn out our pattern. This is the back pattern, and the other side is the front pattern. So what we do is to cut it out. Let's cut it out. Let's also waist. Remember, for the front panel, I didn't cut the waist because I was using it to trace out the back panel. So let's cut it out. Yeah, that is it. Our pattern for pencil skirt is ready. As you can see, this is our back panel and this is our front panel. All right, and we have our zipper allowance. Remember, it's on fold too. Okay, I love you guys. This is the end of our tutorial. Thanks for watching till the end. If this tutorial has been helpful to you, give me a thumbs up. For question, comments, and contribution, always drop your comments in the comment section. I love you all. I'm glad you're here with me. If you're new to this channel and you have not yet subscribed, click the subscribe button before leaving. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.